Salam, peace be upon you, and hello. My name is Dr. Shazad Amin, and I'm the CEO of Mend. Now, some of you may have seen the Dispatch's documentary aired 26th of March, and we wanted to respond to some of the allegations made in that documentary. Number one, Mend forced the chair of governors at St. Stephen's School to resign. This documentary reminded us that St. Stephen's School was one of the best schools in the country.
But in January, this place became a battleground between the school management on one side and Muslim activists on the other.
Battleground between school management and Muslim activists? Note, no mention of the parents in this. In fact, we were invited by the Parents Forum to a meeting with the school. Then it said that the ban was all about health and safety reasons, which we ignored. They ignored the fact that the head teacher said that the ban was to help children integrate into modern British society. And the then chair of governors, Arif Gawi, said he was on a, quote, crusade to limit the Islamization process at the school. They then implied that Mend forced the chair of governors to resign.
And they claimed another victory when the chair of governors resigned after accidentally sending an email insulting the local imam.
What? How can you accidentally insult someone? What the programme didn't tell you was that he had to resign not because of Mend, but because of the foul language he used in an email to a local imam. Quote, "Crucify the unholy bastard. I'll put an end to this disgusting mullah menace permanently," unquote. Now, that's why he had to resign. Number two, Mend is anti-Semitic. Firstly, let's be clear. The programme didn't feature any tweets or Facebook posts from the Mend official Twitter and Facebook accounts. The reason is because they didn't find anything anti-Semitic in them. But that didn't stop them. They then trawled through all the social media posts of our staff and our volunteers looking for something. Out of the 5 social media posts quoted in the programme, 4 out of 5 predate those people joining Mend and even predate Mend itself. What they didn't show you and ignored was the interfaith work we do. We support the teaching of anti-Semitism in schools alongside racism and Islamophobia. We supported a synagogue in Leeds a few months ago that had been vandalised with anti-Semitic graffiti. We spoke at Holocaust Memorial Day. And we also interviewed one of the first children to come over on the kinder transport.
And we were ostracised by our German, non-Jewish German neighbours, and I had a difficult time at school. I had stones thrown at me on the way home.
Number 3, Mend is racist. Now this is based on one tweet from a Mend staff member before she joined Mend. She called Sarah Khan an Oreo. Now she herself is a BME Muslim woman. So is Sarah Khan. So how is that racist? She was making a political point regarding Sarah Khan's support for the highly discriminatory Prevent programme. In this respect, she's been seen as a sellout in the eyes of the Muslim community, the same community that she comes from. However, our staff member accepts that the use of the word Oreo was wrong and it shouldn't have been used. But let's look at who they asked to pronounce whether this was racist or not. Fiaz Mughal from Faith Matters and previously of Tell Mama. He's not one to miss an opportunity to put the boot into Mend. Here he is giving evidence for Tell Mama at the Home Affairs Select Committee in 2016.
We have to tackle that group head on as well and make very clear that their conspiracy, their anti-Semitism, their hatred towards other communities, and that their unipolar view of life actually will be challenged. The narrative of such groups.
With which groups?
Well, I can give you some groups.
Yeah,
Mend, for example. To be honest, these groups attack us daily because of our view we work with Jewish communities.
What's interesting is that he said this under parliamentary privilege, which means essentially you can't be sued for it, but has refused to repeat it outside. So there you have it. Fiaz Mughal on camera accusing men of anti-Semitism, being conspiracy theorists, and hatred towards other communities. Hardly unbiased, right? Men are extremists. So the programme implied that we were extremists because we shared platforms with people like Shakil Beg and Cage. They didn't show one piece of evidence to show we're extremists from any MEND employee. There was also no reference at all to our manifesto, to our policy pledges, and all of our briefing and other documents. There was also no discussion of how we on the one hand can be extremists yet still work with police, councils, schools, etc. on the other, or why we would raise £38,000 for the victims and families of the tragic Manchester terror attacks. Strange thing to do from a bunch of extremists, you think? They used the well-tried tactic of guilt by association and smearing other individuals and organisations. Now, let's make it clear, we don't agree with the words and actions of everyone we've shared a platform with, but they are responsible for their words and actions, and we are responsible for ours. You've seen how we've been attacked on national TV for the work we do. Such attacks won't deter us, but we do need your continued support. Please consider joining MEND as a volunteer and helping our work, and please donate to us. Thank you for watching.